Hey Reddit, which double standard irritates you the most? Saw this one firsthand in a store once that made me laugh. Mother, all you do is waste your time playing video games. Teenage kid, you're on Facebook as much as I'm playing games. Mother, long pause, that's different. Parent, you're wasting so much time playing those stupid video games. Followed by the parent watching TV from the moment they get home till they go to bed. Mom and dad stereotype. My husband is an excellent father, but people always ask who is watching the kids when they aren't with me. Their dad. People. Oh, so he's babysitting today? Me. No, he's taking care of his freaking kids. I'm a firefighter, so I work 24 hours then off 48. I am home during the day more than my wife, so I get to take care of the baby most days. People still make comments like, how's the babysitting going? Even my wife will ask how the babysitting is going. I keep telling her, it's not babysitting, I'm the dad. My wife is cool with me watching TV for an hour or two, but not playing video games for the same amount of time. Edit. Lol. Guys, I'm 34 years old and happily together for 13 years. Married for 11. Everyone's got their quirks. Edit 2. Reddit's right. I just divorced the B. Lawyered up but got kicked out of my nice house. She takes 90% of my salary in alimony. Our 3 kids hate me. Had to trade in my Beamer for a crap box Honda. But, hey, I get to play video games when I want, hit the gym, and sleep in a race car bed. Edit 3. I've joined a scooter gang. Edit 4. You bastards PM'd me in Overwatch. We're off to Canada for the wedding. Edit 5. We have matching scooters. When my political party does X fricked up thing, it's okay. When yours does it, it's wrong. We won't hire you unless you have 5 years of experience working this exact job. Your uncle's cousin already works here? Welcome aboard. Person with 0 experience. Yeah, at my work there's 9 of us and only 1 of us didn't already know someone there. As a teacher, there are times I would love to be able to put an arm around a student who is crying, or have a student come back to my room for extra help if they are struggling, but I'm male, so that can't happen. We are literally told by our administration never to do any of that if we are male. Man, I remember crying in the hallway after school after an incident with a group of bullies. One of my teachers found me, gave me a hug and walked me back to his classroom so I could have some privacy. It was one of the most helpful things anyone did during that time of my life, just helping me feel like I was a person who had value enough to be cared for. I hope I didn't get him in trouble. Dancing. I don't like to go dancing because I don't understand what you are supposed to do. You just dance. Do whatever feels right. Does dance number? No, not like that. Dance like no one is watching, but they are watching, and pointing, and laughing, and now the bouncer's coming over. How playing video games a few hours a day is associated with laziness, but watching TV for a few hours a day is considered relaxing. I get this so much. Games are for kids, daytime television and Facebook are what grown-ups should be doing with their free time. Similarly, comics are for kids, trashy novels and going to art museums are for grown-ups. I am a lady. I can't stand how men aren't allowed to be caregivers, or like children. Men can't comfort a child, or be at a park with his own without being accused of a sex crime. Man wants to stay at home with the kids. He's lazy and making the woman do all the work. It's crap. Equality means that men should be allowed to do the same roles as women, and vice versa. When Aphrodite lies around naked in a giant shell, she's a goddess, but when I do it I'm drunk and no longer welcome at the aquarium. When Zeus turns into a bull and has sex with a woman, we get Hercules, but when I dress like a woman to have sex with a bull I get mad cow disease. You don't talk a lot. You should be more socially active. Proceeds to get interrupted and ignored by everyone else. My girlfriend and her friends will occasionally pin this on me. He's so quiet after an entire night of them talking. Remember that one time before my time with people I don't know. Yes, please tell me where I was supposed to include myself in this night-long conversation where there is really no conversation to be had. Old people that have this opinion that all young people are rude, yet in reality are the most rude, selfish and impatient people you will ever meet. I live in the UK. It's amazing how they think they're being perfectly reasonable but they're actually being completely biased and outright hypocritical without even realizing it. True. I work in customer service and while it's not universal, more often than not young people are the polite and respectful ones, while old people are more likely to be impatient, inconsiderate and just blockheaded. My hippie friends who believe modern medicine is evil and that chemicals are dangerous, to the point of never taking paracetamol or even believing things like vaccines are bad. Maybe I use the words friends too broadly, but don't give a frick about snorting cocaine that they've bought from a guy they barely know, which is very likely 20% cocaine and 80% miscellaneous white powder. The irony is that most of that misc powder is probably paracetamol. If a girl sleeps with tons of guys she's less, but if I do it, all of a sudden I'm gay? Really annoys me when people complain about globalization but won't let go of any of the benefits. People complain viciously about jobs being outsourced to Asia, but will fight to the death for their right to buy a toaster for $4. Manager, you need to be a team player and help your team out. Sits in her office all day not doing jack crap. How about this one? If you're late again, I'm writing you up. Leaves 3 hours before her scheduled shift that she gave herself. Ends without warning. Acknowledging the existence of children trying to interact with me. I'm a guy. Example, was a cashier and this kid with some mental disorder, Downs I think, always loved to talk to me when his parents were going through cash. His dad said he always remembered me. Long story short, got hauled into the office by my boss and I was told my behavior was inappropriate for talking to a kid about food. What the frick, man? Your boss is a dumbass. White collar crime sometimes affects millions of people and has a tiny prison sentence, and is way more nefarious compared to a drug offense that typically only affects a small group of friends' family. And white collar crime has very obvious victims. Women can wear a million different cuts of shirts, pants, skirts, or dresses and still be business casual. Men, all we get is long pants and long sleeve or short sleeve button downs. Oh, and maybe a polo. Frick that, it's too fricking hot here 90% of the time. I at least wanna wear shorts. Being a teenager. Hey, you're almost an adult now. You must be responsible for yourself and do things on your own. What the heck? Do exactly what I tell you. Don't try to make decisions by yourself. Living away from parents, having to manage your own workload and schedule in college, when just a summer ago you had to ask permission to go to the bathroom. No wonder a lot of kids can't handle the transition. A double standard imposed on me by my mother-in-law. Conversation happened earlier. Mother-in-law, if I ever catch you cheating on your wife, I'll cut you with a machete. Me. Silent. Neighbor. But, Mother Lily, your sons are horn dogs and have different children from different mothers. Are you gonna cut them, too? Mother-in-law. Now, why would I cut my own sons? P.S. I don't cheat on my wife. Should have said that if your wife cheats on you that your mom would chop her with a machete too. The other day I got a new iPhone from AT&T. I told the salesperson I didn't want to make any changes to my account. 2 days later I get an email saying congrats on signing up for cell phone insurance for $9.99 a month. Not once did the salesperson utter the words cell phone insurance. If I walk into an AT&T every month and steal $9.99 I would go to jail. When a salesperson steals an extra $9.99 a month from me they call it cross-selling and don't see anything wrong with it. Men getting raped in prison is treated as a joke. Rape is serious and traumatic, not something to be joked about. In general, sexual humiliation of men is considered okay or funny in society. When contrarians claim they're open-minded, and yet are completely unwilling listen to sound counter-arguments. I work for a small business, 8 employees, smokers, 4 of the 8 of us are allowed smoke breaks whenever they feel like it. We aren't given regular coffee breaks or lunch, during which they aren't required to punch out or put anything other than, and I quote management here, a reasonable time limit on. I don't smoke, but I do like a bit of fresh air every now and then, so I go outside for 3-5 minutes and check my email or read the news on my phone. This is completely unacceptable to my boss, because, and let me quote her directly again, Phones are an addiction that waste company time. I asked her why smokers aren't held to this standard and I was told smokers need to smoke. You don't need to read the news. An ex's dad walked around with the same pack of smokes in his pocket for 15 years so he could wander out for smoke breaks whenever he wanted. You can't be racist towards white people. And why would anyone want to be straight? They should kill themselves. Yeah, no, my gay, black ass isn't going to hate anyone for how they were born. Because I know how that feels and I wouldn't wish it on anyone. You have met cat poop. Do not leave without commenting amen. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you are new to the channel, you can subscribe. I publish new videos every day. Until then, check another video. Or don't. Either way, have a great day you magnificent people.